Everyone, mental health 101 is created to maintain our mental health awareness. And today I have my special guest. She's a psychic as well as an author and relational coach. None other than Miss June Edward. Welcome, Miss June, on Mental Health 101. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Sure. My name is June Edward. I'm a relationship expert, a best-selling international author, the creator of the Relationship Mastery Program, which is a 7-week online program credited with reconciling hundreds of relationships working with only one person. And I'm a psychic medium. I died at the age of 27, passed to the other side, and came back here by choice.
And Miss June, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Thank you. And let's talk about mental health awareness. Mental health awareness, it has gained tremendous traction online. How can we move beyond just thinking about the creating tangible real world support systems?
So it starts with you, okay? You're responsible for how you feel. No one else has that power to make you feel anything. You are responsible for how you feel. And the reality of it is, we're here living this 3D existence. We all have brains in our heads, right? Your
Yes.
brain creates a lot of fear. It does that to protect you. So most people are making all their decisions based on fear. So that is also going to bring down your mental state because you're fearing everything in life instead of learning how to trust. When you understand that you're not the suit that sits here, you are the soul that's inside, and you're here to live a 3D life. You're here to live a life of enjoyment, abundance, happiness. These are the things that you're here for. When you understand that, you can start to change the perspective that you have of looking at things in your life. Nothing is ever happening to you. Everything that happens is always happening for you, for your highest and best. And it's very difficult sometimes to see that when you're in the middle of a situation. It's very easy to look past. Hindsight is 2020, right? We can always follow the breadcrumbs of our life and see how everything in your life has happened to bring you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and brought you to where you are right now. Where you are right now is always where you're supposed to be. There are no accidents. Okay. You're right where you're supposed to be in life. Find out if you're not happy doing what you're doing, why? If you don't
Mm.
like something, change it. When you change, everything around you changes. When you change the way you see something, it changes. No one can change your life but you. You have all that power. You're a very powerful person. You can change anything that you want. You can have anything that you want. You just have to decide what it is that you want and move forward.
Yes, I'm powerful. Tell to yourself, people. I'm powerful enough. Where have you seen the most significant progress in reducing the stigma around mental health, and what is areas still need to most work?
So, we're here to learn 5 specific lessons for our soul. And the first one is self worth. And that's a huge problem for a lot of people. They grow up in situations that they take everything to heart and they don't understand how valuable and important they are. Self worth is not value because that's what other people place on you. Self worth is the understanding that you are so important, that you are the only one of you in the entire universe. How important is that? That's an unbelievable importance that God would put you here for some reason. What's the reason? Well, there's a lot of reasons. You're here to help others, you're here to enjoy yourself, you're here to learn, and you're here to teach in any manner that that is. So your life is not insignificant. It's very, very important. You have a purpose here. And if you're not sure what that purpose is, this is where you have to start looking inside to decide, what is your purpose? Why are you here?
Yes. You should know what your purpose, people. And why is it, or why is the specific language we use, like living with or mental health conditions instead of suffering from, so critical to changing perceptions?
So again, those are all terms for 3D. They're not reality terms. They're specific terms that we use for people just to label them. Um, any of these conditions can be changed. It's entirely up to you. So, you know, they don't know a heck of a lot, to be honest with you, about how medications and drugs and things like that affect your brain, because everybody's physiology is a little bit different. Some people can take one medication and it straightens out their entire body and their physiology is fine, where someone else could take that same medication and it could kill them because their physiology is different. What is the same for everyone, however, is the fact that you have a soul. Inside this suit is your soul. And I can tell you that, through my program, the 7-week program that I have online, is geared towards relationships. But the first relationship starts with you. You have to have a good relationship with yourself. Relationships are with everyone. You're in relationship with your family, your friends, your coworkers, with absolutely everyone. And when you can start to get in touch with your soul and understand how energy works and what your purpose is and why you're here, your entire perspective changes. I've had several people that have gone through the program that have had severe PTSD, and it's been healed through going through the program and having an understanding of why things were happening in their life and what it is they needed to focus on themselves and what it is they needed to do differently as far as communication or trust, things like that. um, it can change your entire life. And it obviously changes your mental health because what is mental health? Mental health is your brain being stuck in your brain. That's what mental health is, right? In a healthy way. So when you get unstuck from your brain, you don't have those issues any longer because you're looking at things from a higher perspective. You're looking at it from your soul's perspective.
Miss June, for someone recognizing they might be struggling, what is this gentle, low barrier first step they can take to seek help or understanding?
In the world we live in today, help is hard to find, and that's the reality, especially mental health, because everyone has been shattered with everything that's been happening for the last 4 or 5 years. My recommendation would be to go within, find things that make you happy to do, whether that's something creative, drawing, working with clay, painting, just getting out in nature, learning how to sing, learning how to play a musical instrument. Music is wonderful to heal the soul. And then start learning how to meditate. When you can meditate, you get out of the brain, you connect with your soul, and you start seeing things from that higher perspective. There's no reason you can't heal yourself. You don't need someone else to heal you. You can absolutely do it yourself. I realized I had PTSD when I was getting divorced from my first husband and had 3 very small children to raise on my own. My youngest one was only 10 months old. And I got through it by journaling, by writing everything down and processing why things had happened and what I wanted to see differently, and really focusing on myself and my own self-worth and learning to put myself first. And this is how you get through it.
And what does active listening truly look like when someone trusts us enough to share their mental health struggles?
So active listening isn't judging, first and foremost. And that's what a lot of people do. And active listening is not trying to fix the other person either, because that's not a possibility. And unfortunately, it is kind of a male trait. If a female sits down and we want to sit there and vent a little bit about what our problems are, the first thing most men do is turn around and want to offer solutions. It's just the way the brain is wired. Their brains are wired differently than women's brains. It's just how it is. So you want to just listen without judging, without trying to fix anything, and maybe help the person get in touch with their feelings a little bit. Not that anyone else is responsible for their feelings, they're responsible for them, but they can voice them. They can voice how they feel. They can voice how they would like to see things different. And that's something that you could actually do a little bit of a role playing in. And how would you like a different outcome? How would you like to see things different? What would you like to see different in your own life? And what would you like to see it change, and when? And when you can start actively doing that, you can start putting the pieces together and moving forward.
Miss June, why is it important that we finally stop treating mental health as a separate from psychological health, and what would integrate care look like?
I'm sorry, why do we have to separate it from what?
Physical health.
Oh, from physical health. Well, it is physical health. It's your brain, it's your body. It's not different. It's just like saying that your dental insurance is not covered under your health insurance. It's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? Who made that up? I don't know. Mental health is no different than your body. It's all one thing. People that have chronic illnesses, it's very hard for them to constantly have a positive outlook. And it's important. You have to know that your body needs rest, and that's fine. You're here to nurture this body that you have, because you only have one, and try to move beyond the fact that you're limited somehow, so that it doesn't affect your mental health. And look at again, everything's perspective in life, right? There's always someone that has it worse than you. There's always someone that has it more difficult than you. There's always someone that has more challenges than you. You have to start looking at the positive side of things. And this is what changes your vibration, raises your vibration, and starts bringing more joy into your life.
Miss June, what would a public health model for mental health look like, focusing on building resilience and preventing crisis rather than just responding to them?
Honestly, I think it would be a huge auditorium with everyone meditating.
Yes, indeed. Definitely. And when a public figure or leader opens up about their own mental health journey, what is the unique impact of that vulnerability?
So I wrote my autobiography so that people could see the struggles that I've gone through in my life. I've had a very, very challenging life, and there's not much that I haven't gone through. And the reason that I did that was so that people out there, students of mine, anyone else that's gone through the struggles and the problems that I've had, understands that they're all overcomable. You can overcome anything in your life. They're built into your life plan as a challenge. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's alcohol, drugs, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse. You wrote this plan, you wrote those into your life as a challenge for you to overcome. This is what your challenge is. This is what your job is. This is how your soul grows, by overcoming those challenges. Everybody used to ask me why I always take the tough road and things. I'm like, why do you think I see two roads? I don't. It's the only road I see, because that's the path that I was put on. But when you can see that other people have had the same things happen in their life that you've had in yours, and that they were able to overcome them and how they did that, then you can start yourself on your own journey of overcoming any challenges that you have.
Miss June, what are the biggest barrier to accessing quality mental health care, and what are some innovative solutions helping to bridge those gaps?
Well, I think the biggest barrier is the fact that there's very little quality health care available. It's, I come from a family where I've had sisters, brothers, children with mental health issues. and there is no quality out there, and there is no consistency out there. And even the people that are doing mental health specifically are overwhelmed. And again, they take it from a perspective of the physiology of your body, not your soul, not from not from an energetic perspective. They take it from strictly a physical sense. And it has to be integrated more because, yes, you can have biological issues with your brain. We are seeing things from a certain perspective, manic depressive, things like that. But those also can be controlled. It's all about balance. And one of the lessons we have to learn in life is balance. And for people that do have some brain issues and mental health issues, balance is much more difficult, but it's not unachievable. I had one sister who was severely manic depressive, and she was able to manage that without any medication or mental health.
Miss June, what is a healthy way to navigate the impact of social media and constant connectivity in our collective mental health?
So I believe a person to person connection is always much better. If for some reason you are physically challenged and unable to do that on a face to face basis, then, social media can stand in for that a little bit. But again, it needs to be limited. You need to not fall into the trap of responding or wasting your time on it. You need to use it as a tool like anything else because that's what it is. Otherwise, it will just completely absorb you and become an obsession like anything else can. And everything in life
Yes.
is in moderation. People don't understand that. Everything in life has to be in moderation. If you eat too much, you're going to get fat. If you drink too much, you're going to get drunk. If you smoke too much, you're going to get cancer. Everything has to be in moderation.
Moderate people in everything we do. And if you could encourage one daily or weekly mental health habit for everyone to adopt, what would it be and why?
Learn how to meditate and do it properly. Just because you can't see something does not mean it's not there. Okay? You can't
Yes.
see the air that you breathe, but it's there, isn't it? You can't see the microwaves cooking your food, but it's happening, isn't it? Angels, guides, God, all around you. And if you learn how to meditate properly and protect yourself prior, because when you open yourself up to good, you open yourself up to evil, and they both exist, then get in touch with your soul. It will be the healthiest thing you could ever do for yourself. Raises your vibration. When you raise your vibration, your cells start turning over faster. You start looking younger. You start having more energy. You sleep less. You eat less. It's wonderful. It's the key to health.
Definitely.
The key to health and long
Yes.
life.
Yes. Definitely. And thank you for that tips, Miss June. For anyone feeling overwhelmed by their current struggle, what is your message about possibility of healing and find joy again?
Again, put yourself first. Small steps, small things, something every day. Look at the positive, change your perspective. And before you know it, you'll have big leaps and bounds because everything is incremental and everything changes.
That's indeed. And Miss June, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well, geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast law 101 and mental health 101 love letters in third season, and movie 101 review and music 101 in fourth season, and science 101 and sex 101 in its second season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss June, as we look to the future, what are you most hopeful about moving or evolving conversation around mental health awareness?
Again, I would like to see people start getting away from the medication end of it and start looking at the spiritual end of why things are happening.
Yes, indeed. Start within you. Start to heal yourself, people. And Miss June, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your books, your advocacy, or your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Certainly, you can go to my website, juneedward.com. There's no S, juneedward.com. Very easy. There are links to all of my books. You can schedule an appointment with me if you'd like. You can also listen to all my interviews, read reviews, or just send me a note.
Yes, people, let's support Miss June Edward because if you support her, for sure, more and more and more empowering advocacy to come. So, Miss June, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
More to come, people. See you soon.